Hi Pisces, happy early birthday to those of you celebrating February, and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and we'll actually open the reading by rolling those astrology dice that are in front of us to see where your areas of focus should be there. And we'll actually go over an oracle card and a mudra card after all that. All right, so we'll get started with the dice. Okay, so we have 3, so your third house communication will be in focus this month. We have Uranus and Mars there currently, so there could definitely be a lot going on for you guys in that area of life. All right, we also have the South Node. So the South Node is actually in Sagittarius right now, which is your 10th house of career and social status. So there could be some focus on that area of life as well, maybe letting some things go in that area. And speaking of Sagittarius, we also got Sagittarius as the sign. So looks like there's definitely going to be some focus on your 10th house this month, even though there's not too much going on there other than the South Node, obviously. So we'll keep that in mind as we go through the main spread. All right. All kinds of stuff going on here. All right. So in the main situation position, we have the Lovers. So this is actually Gemini energy here, which is your 4th house, which is your family, your roots, early upbringing. And I could see this playing out a couple different ways. On the one hand, this could just be saying that there might be a desire for love on your part, or maybe even there's something going on behind the scenes to bring a new connection in your life. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to mean love either. It could just be a supportive partnership for you guys in any area of life, really. So, could be someone that you might team up with for a creative project, for example. But yeah, for some of you, it could definitely be around romance too. And this could just be saying that there might be some things being worked out behind the scenes for you guys too. All right, in the challenger obstacle position, we have the Empress, the 10 of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. So given that we see that in the dice too, we'll put a little extra emphasis on that. And we have the 4 of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy. So all right, so this could just be saying, there's a few different ways I can see this playing out. So for those of you where this is a thing where you have like a focus and a desire for love right now, right? It could just be saying where you might have been getting in your own way. Might have been that, you were just expecting that area of life to take care of itself while you're really putting an overly heavy emphasis on career, and then at the end of the day, still feeling like you might not have had enough to show for it either with the 4 of Pentacles. So that's one way I could see these energies playing out. And for others of you, this could just be saying that, you have to watch out for the potential for burnout as well. That's another thing that I'm picking up on, given what I see in the foundation position, where it could just be saying that, you might have been pushing yourselves really hard when it comes to work and finances. And with that Lovers in the main position here, could just be saying that, you're actually being led to take some time away, stay at home a bit. Again, since for you guys, Gemini energy represents your 4th house of home, family, your roots. So just might have to be a temporary reset for you guys, which that can tend to happen sometimes anyway when we have a lot of 12th house energy going on. And then, obviously, eventually those energies will move into your sign. But right now there's going to be a huge emphasis on Aquarius, which is your 12th house in February. So might just throw you guys in a bit of overload in that regard. In the foundation position, we have the Strength card in reverse. So this is the major arcana card for Leo, which for you guys is your 6th house of work, daily routine, and health. So really I'm seeing this as, like I was saying, looks like you guys might have run into some burnout and taking some time away and being at home, just taking some time off, relaxing is actually going to be the key, just for you guys to get a reset. I don't necessarily see it as like a long-term health thing. I just see it as one of those things where you just really overwork yourselves and get a little bit run down and just need to hit a reset button. So I don't necessarily see this as a long-term thing. And for others of you, if this is around work too, maybe you have a bit of a lull that you hit there too. So maybe financially you feel like things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. But again, I just get a vibe that it's more temporary than anything. All right, in the past position, we have the Eight of Swords, so more Gemini energy here. Usually this represents a reluctance to really, move forward in the situation, really getting stuck in the head around certain things, just having a bunch of ideas bouncing around and not knowing where to go first. So it could definitely represent that your energy might have been pretty scattered in the past. For some of you, there could have even been some consideration around moving altogether. So, let's say you were in a job, for example, where you weren't necessarily as happy as you wanted to be, right? But you felt like you were just having to put so much time and energy into your work life that you started to look for opportunities elsewhere, but at the same time, you might have been fearful of actually making that leap, So maybe you found a better job, for example, but it might have been 5 hours away from where you live now, right? So, like, okay, well, now it's going to throw so many other dynamics into the mix. You might not have been sure if you wanted to take that leap. And then for others of you, it could just be saying because you might have had such a focus on one area of life, you might have, been neglecting others and not even really looking at other areas of your life. All right, in the present position, we have the Two of Cups. So definitely positive energy here. This is Cancer energy, which for you guys is your fifth house of romance, creativity, children. So, this is just a lull that you guys hit. This is a good card to see coming up here, which is going to say you might have a meeting of minds with someone. So for some of you, this can definitely be around a love relationship, given that we have both the Lovers and the Two of Cups. But even if it's around a creative project or someone that you work with in your work environment, maybe you guys start a new project together, but you actually seeing eye to eye and things just flow a lot more smoothly. And again, I'm getting the feeling that this is something that's being brought into your life. So, it might be a bit faded to a certain extent between seeing the wings there and then also the angel symbolism in the Lover's card. All right, in the near future position, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So this could just be actually helping to calm your minds a bit to say that, the success that you're hoping for is on its way. But with the Knight of Pentacles, it is definitely the slowest moving of the knights. So it's like you might see that steady progress, but it might just be slow. And you're like, okay, is it ever going to get there? But with the Wheel of Fortune showing up underneath that, it's saying that it will arrive. It just might take a little bit longer. For some of you, this could even say that you might see some true signs of that being the case when we have that Virgo full moon toward the end of February. Given that this card represents Virgo energy. So definitely keep an eye out for that timeline there. All right, the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Six of Wands, which is Leo energy again, and we have the Page of Cups. So I could see this playing out a couple different ways. If it's health-wise, I would say that this does represent what I was feeling, that like if this is you guys just were kind of burned out and experiencing health issues from that, looks like you guys will be on the mend there as far as seeing the Six of Wands and then that Page of Cups, which shows that you're not going to jump back up to 100% immediately, but that shows that you're getting back to that point. Now, for some of you where you might be getting some recognition, especially around your work life, for example, the work that you're doing. Maybe you're getting a lot of recognition for that, but you might underneath it all feel a little bit uncertain about it, right? Like, you might have people complimenting you left and right, but maybe underneath it all, you're still not sure if it's really where you want it to be, right? So that could be how this energy is playing out for you there. And for others of you, this can just say around love as well. If this is a love situation where you're trying to play it cool, calm, and collective, on the surface, but underneath it all, there's definitely a little bit of shyness on your part. So I could see that playing out that way as well. Let's see if anything else comes to mind. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I definitely see this as like a shyness energy, if anything, though, because usually the Page energies in the upright, they are sincere, if nothing else. They're just not as comfortable in their element as, like, obviously, like the Knight, the Queen, or the King, All right, in the environment position, we have the Judgment card. So, first off, if this is a health thing, I see this as saying that you will definitely come out of that, That reminds me of that health symbol there, and then seeing, obviously, those people rising from the dead. It's like, yeah, if you are going through a bit of a health issue that, you kind of get knocked off your feet for a bit, this is definitely a sign that you guys will bounce back. So there's that. But again, I'm drawn to the angel symbolism as well. So it looks like something from the past can be coming back around for you guys. You might have a fresh opportunity to do something over again, which would make sense given that we have the Mercury retrograde energy that you guys would be dealing with for most of February in your 12th house, which is the house you guys naturally rule too. So there could definitely be a lot of significance around that. And possibly just a chance to look at a situation again too. For example, if you were overworking yourselves, but you were kind of blind to that, right? With the Eight of Swords, for example, when your body kind of shuts down and you're like, all right, well, you need this time. It could be one of those things where now you're forced to look at it and see, like, okay, where did I go wrong here? And then you can make adjustments to your daily routine to make sure it doesn't repeat itself. Just a super generic way that could play out. But yeah, for most of you, it looks like this could definitely be around a connection too that you guys might be repairing, or just maybe even just meeting someone who you feel like that instant comfort with, like you've known them for a long time. But that's why I see there. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Six of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here. And obviously this looks like this is saying that for a lot of you might be around some kind of a reconciliation. So, super generic example, we might have just been super focused on one area of life, and then a other connection might have fallen by the wayside in the process of that. Could be love for some of you, could also be friendship, definitely, possibly even family members, given that we do have some fourth house energy we see too. And this is a desire on your part to actually get it back on track. So that's why I see there. And you might just be looking at things from a higher perspective now too, so maybe if you were holding on to, all right, let's just look at this as another possible scenario, where if this was someone you had a falling out with, but you were kind of looking at it from the perspective of, kind of being in your ego a bit, like, oh, I'm not going to come forward to them, I'll let them come forward to me, right? And then if you're going through these other situations, it might have you, give you the time to look at things from a different perspective and be like, you know what, is this really worth it all, right? Let me just extend the olive branch, let me be the bigger person and repair the connection. And in the outcome position, we have the Knight of Cups. So no matter what scenario this could be, because I tried to throw quite a few out there since I see so many possible ways these energies could be playing out, this is a great card to see in the outcome position, because this is actually the court card that represents Pisces energy. So for example, even if we look at it as the Page of Cups there, right, where there might have been that lack of confidence, like I was saying, or maybe you guys were slowly on the mend as far as your health goes, it looks like it's saying in the outcome position, you guys will finally be back feeling like yourselves by the end of the month. So that's definitely a positive thing to see there. For some of you, this could represent a bit more openness on your part too. And for example, if there was maybe that bit of a lack of confidence as to, what your path was, maybe if it was just, extending a love offer to someone, right, or starting a new creative project, you name it. Looks like you're going to have the confidence to actually move forward with it there. Still a bit guarded, but in a healthy way, So that's what I see there. And at the bottom of the deck, we actually have the World card. So this definitely represents cycles of completion. So whatever this is that you guys were going through, it looks like it was definitely for your overall benefit. And you guys should be able to say you successfully learn the lesson and move forward, and you won't have to repeat it again down the line. So pretty positive energies there. Like I said, especially if you guys are feeling the burnout coming for some of you, if you watched this before February, you might be able to avoid it a bit. But just know if you do start to feel that coming on, it is possible that it might have an impact on your actual physical health. And, you might just have to take a little time away, just hit the reset button, and you guys should be back at it in no time. All right, so, and also, especially like I said, if it's overworking yourselves because you feel like you don't have enough financially speaking, with that Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune in the near future, it could just be saying that it's on its way. It just might not feel that way, but you have to have a little bit of faith there too. All right, so moving on to the Oracle cards first, we have Flexible. There it is there, and there's the artwork, number is 19. So let's see what this says. Okay. It says teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. The Oracle's message: a tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure like a building would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. Definitely a pretty positive message there. I feel like you guys naturally are that way sometimes, but given that I did see, especially that Ten of Wands and the Four of Pentacles in the challenge position for you, could just be saying that you guys might have gotten off that path a bit. So hopefully that resonated with you. The relationship message says, in every relationship, it's important to be open to new experiences and learning new things. Letting go of rigidity is what's required right now. You don't always have to be right all the time, do you? It's okay to come to a happy compromise. You can still get your needs met. It's a beautiful day when you meet halfway. The appearance of this card in the reading could also signal that you have met someone new who may not be your type, but who will turn out to be so special that you can easily release your old ideas about what sort of partner is right for you. Be flexible. You'll be happy you made that choice. So hopefully that message resonated with you as well. That one part where it mentioned not wanting to be right all the time, or not having to be right all the time, wherever, that did make me think of what I picked up on for some of you with that Six of Cups energy there, or maybe realizing that you might have been holding on to a grudge for a bit and letting that go. But hopefully that resonated as well. And the prosperity message says, even when you have a clear vision of how you're going to manifest something, what it will look like, who will share in it, and what will then be available to you, you still need to relax and open up to other possibilities. Spirit may have much better plans for you. It could be a job you hadn't thought of, a new source of money, or some other opportunity that eluded your imagination. Be flexible and remind yourself, this or something better manifest for me now. Then be willing to bend a little. Enjoy the miraculous results. So definitely a pretty interesting message there, because that made me think of what we were saying here, where for some of you, if this is around the work thing, given that we saw the South Node, which is in Sagittarius, which is your 10th house career social status, we see the Sagittarius symbol popped up for you guys too. Could just be saying that, this might be an area of life where you're just so dug in, right? And you kind of know that you're not seeing the rewards of your work the way you would expect to, but for whatever reason, you could just be reluctant to actually change that. And it could just be saying that, if in that regard, the Lovers coming up here, then could just be saying that there might be an opportunity that's presented to you that, make you feel more at home, whereas here, it's like that person's just working, but it's like, can they even see where they're going with those wands, so it's like you might lose your way a little bit in certain things. So hopefully that resonated with you. All right, and finally, we have a Mudra card, and the Mudra you guys got is the Uttarabodhi Mudra, and keyword for it is inception. There's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot, but under benefits it says soothes the nervous system, tones the large intestine, improving absorption and elimination, benefits the lungs and heart, serves as conductor of inspiration and creative energy. So that sounds like something that would be helpful for you guys. So we'll put the name of the Mudra in the description of the video as always, especially because I might have just butchered how you actually say that. But we'll wrap up there. Once again, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in February, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.